Karen thought she could bully me into joining her lake HOA by calling the cops. But when she found out I was her landlord, the smug look on her face disappeared instantly. I had just finished moving into my lake cabin, excited to enjoy some peace and quiet, when the first knock came. Standing at my door was Karen, the self-declared queen of the HOA. Clipboard in hand, she immediately launched into her speech. "You need to join our lake HOA. Fees are due at the start of the month. $600. Sign here." I smiled politely. "I won't be joining. My property deed clearly says it's outside your HOA's jurisdiction." Karen's eyes narrowed. "Nobody lives on this lake without my approval. If you refuse, I'll make sure you regret it." I shrugged and closed the door, thinking that would be the end of it. But a few hours later, I heard sirens. Karen had actually called the cops. When the officers arrived, she ran toward them, pointing at me like she'd caught a fugitive. "That man is refusing to pay HOA fees and is illegally occupying property. Arrest him." The officers walked up to me. Calmly, I handed them my deed. One of them flipped through the paperwork and smirked. "Ma'am, this property isn't under your HOA. He's not required to pay you anything." Karen's face turned bright red. "That's not possible. I control this entire lake." That's when I pulled out another document, one she hadn't expected. The lease agreement, signed by Karen herself. I looked her straight in the eye. "You might run your HOA, but this land, including your own house, belongs to me. You're my tenant." The silence that followed was priceless. The cops raised their eyebrows, and even the neighbors who had gathered couldn't hold back their laughter. Karen stammered, her confidence collapsing. That can't be true." But the officer read the lease agreement carefully. "Ma'am, it says right here, he's your landlord. You might want to stop filing false reports before you get charged." Karen's entire act of authority shattered in front of everyone. She stormed off, clutching her clipboard like a shield, but the damage was done. As the cops drove away, I couldn't help but smile. Karen wanted power over me, but in reality, I held power over her. And from that day forward, every time she tried to pull her HOA nonsense, I only had to remind her. Rent was due.
I am Liam, and trust me, the next HOA story is even worse. Subscribe now.